Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. I am drinking coffee and eating my breakfast right now, but I am do the taste challenge. I have to get a water heater today, so look like Beer Man got one yesterday. So I got these fish sticks. um, got Johnnie Walker Red Label, number one selling Scotch whiskey of any type in the world, aged 3 years. A lot of people think it doesn't have an age statement. If you look at it closely on the back by the barcode, it says 3 years. Trader Joe's blended Scotch. Well, I guess it doesn't stand a chance, But we're about to find out. That was $10.99 for the liter. This was 31. No, it was $33.99 for the handle. $33.99 in international market. Introduced in 1867, and it was called Johnnie Walker Highland. I'm sorry. It was called Johnnie Walker Old Highland Whiskey. Then it got renamed Johnnie Walker Red Label in 1909. They adopted the current look. You know what I'm saying? I need tartar sauce. I have cocktail sauce, but I didn't pour enough. This is called Berman's tartar sauce, Aldi brand. It's pretty good. It's kind of like on par with Kraft, but a little cheaper. Another common one around here is called Louisiana fish fry tartar sauce. But I don't think the Louisiana fish fry tartar sauce was very good. I wasn't too thrilled with it, to tell you the truth. It's just wasn't good. I don't like the Louisiana chicken fry either. The batter. The company's called Louisiana Fish Fry. They're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I think on Plank Road. They're very popular around here. So far, I personally haven't been too happy with their products. But I'm only one person. If everybody else likes it, that's what counts. Great value coffee is a great value. It's kind of bland. I mean, it's medium roast. It's not going to have a strong coffee flavor. It has a flavor that is suspiciously identical to Folgers medium roast. I'm not saying that's who makes it for Walmart. But on the other hand, Folgers' two big coffee mills are in New Orleans, Louisiana. And they're huge. And I know they got a lot of capacity, so I know it's not some little craft coffee company making Walmart's great value brands. I don't think so. All right. Oh, good. I poured it correctly. This Trader Joe's, this is Trader Joe's, right? It's a little darker. Yeah. No, that's the Johnnie Walker, a little darker. Okay. Somebody told me yesterday, Walker, isn't that Walker Scotch? I said, yeah, Johnnie Walker. Yeah, that stuff's terrible, he tells me. Because he said he hates Scotch. And I was saying, you ought to give stuff a little more of a chance. You know, you have sort of these extremist positions on food and drink, like not on politics or religion or anything like that, just on food and drink. He's like, you know, this made me sick. This is terrible. You know, it's like defined and irrefutable in his mind contentions. It's funny to hear it though. Um, Fish sticks for breakfast. Little odd, I agree. But I do that every Thursday morning. Lest I forget, but every Thursday morning, 6 fish sticks on bread, baked in the oven with black pepper and tartar sauce. You know, the cocktail sauce. Uh, I'll switch back and forth. I'll get the breaded shrimp. You know, do 6 of those. So I'll go back and forth. All right. This camera does have a little problem with focusing. Logitech Bumpy Road bought one, and he said he paid over $60, and it just drives him mad. It won't stay in focus. It doesn't show the colors correctly, and mine does that too. Like, reflect colors strangely. Like, I have these blackout curtains over here for the summertime. It blocks the light. They're like oxblood color, dark red, purplish red, and they work very well. But it's like the camera picks up the light and it makes it look like I've got this red hue or violet hue. I don't have that in the room, so it's a very poor recreation of the real view. But I'm glad I only paid $30 for mine. I got the basic Logitech. It's still high definition, as we call that right now. Today's high definition is tomorrow's low def. You know, no, I mean, but man, if I'd have paid $60 and been dealing with that, I'd have been hot. Well, I'd have brought it back. But he was telling me the only way you can really get a good camera for these kind of hangouts is you got to pay like $800 for a Sony, like a super high resolution. I said, oh no, I said, it'll just stay like it is. We're not doing that. It's something that's almost totally audio. People listen, because people tell me all the time, I'm listening at work, or I'm driving in my car or whatever, or I'm cooking breakfast and have it on like a radio. See? I mean, what difference does the visual make? Ultimately, it's an office with comic book boxes, me sitting here, and whiskey. You know that's going to be golden. So it's really not that important. You wouldn't want the audio to be good, obviously. And when I watch beer reviews, it's mostly like watch with my ears. Oh, I'll look at it and see what people are showing and whatnot, and those kind of things. But to sit there and just stare at the screen and saying, "Oh, look, now he's picking up the beer." No. Naturally, if I got a beer review going and they say, "Look at this appearance. Doesn't this seem strange?" Of course, I'm going to look. This doesn't look right. Look at this. This doesn't look correct. I'll make a comment. You're right. That shouldn't be so hazy. Export lager should not be like that. And like the one I did today from Shiner, the thing was hazy and it looked strange and it smelled and tasted strange. Didn't taste bad. And I didn't like that code. That code was telling me 2021. And I hope they didn't try to stick a 2021 beer in that 2023 variety pack home for the holidays. But there's got to be an explanation for the odd appearance and odd flavor. So I thought, oh. Now the other ones so far in the pack have been fine. No strangeness, no unusual flavors or weird codes, date codes that don't seem to be right. Nothing like that. Okay, all I got to do on this one is think about the smoke and think about the peat. Now, if I get one that smells like a compost pile, I know that's Trader Joe's. And if I get one that has a smokiness, like it got in a fire, and it's got smoke damage, that's the Johnnie Walker. I've got 11 wins and 4 losses so far in this challenge series. I got it right 11 times, but I did get it wrong 4 times. And I was trying hard. I wasn't playing around. It's just that Trader Joe's, you would think $10.99 a liter is going to be the worst, most horrible thing. But it doesn't come across like that. They do a good job with it. Whoever makes it, we're never going to find that out. But they say on the back of the bottle, basically they're saying we told them to make it like this. We told them, the contractor. And looks like they did. They have a contractor in Minnesota that makes their pumpkin spice cream liqueur. That's all Trader Joe's can do. They're owned by Aldi, But they say, look, here's how we want you to make it. And then they make it. Then they sell it. Now I got it for $8.99. That was a good product. Went through it quick though. Wasn't a perfect product. It was good. All right, so I'm not picking up any smoke there. My nose has been stuffed up. But I don't know why. I don't feel like I have allergies or a cold or anything. I don't feel ill. Could be the humidity though. It's very humid. Woke me up last night. I couldn't go back to sleep for a while. Of my nose, I said, I can't breathe. This might have smoke in the nose, and this might have the peat, but I'm going to tell you, he's getting ready to go to work over there. And like I said, I'm getting ready to go get a water heater at the Home Depot. Yes. Okay. Johnnie Walker, I taste the smoke. Ding, 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 ding. Got it. That's how fast it happens. When you have 2 products like this that are so differentiated, you're not going to confuse them. Unless you, for some bizarre reason, can't taste smoke. But I can, and I did, and I am. Now, Trader Joe's. You working in a garden, you dumping the old eggshells and old coffee grinds, and bits of pancake left, whatever it is, pizza crust. See, I eat the pizza crust, but little kids, they never want to eat it, I don't know why. But I used to be like that. But and then this rotting vegetable matter. That's what that smells like. Now, you can think, oh, who would want to drink that? It's like that stuff's spoiled. It's not spoiled. It's just a type of approach that these whiskeys have. And it's very peaty. And peat, if you read about what peat is that they dig out the ground, then that would make sense. It's a mildly flammable. You can burn it. You can, they use it in fireplaces and that, like charcoal. Okay, now, but the Johnnie Walker, you can't compete with that. Not Trader Joe's, but they're not trying to. They're selling it for $10.99 a liter. Johnnie Walker's going to cost you $20-something for a regular bottle. They know they can't compete with it. And they're not going to try. They're not going to try. And that's smart because there's no hope for that. But they're putting it on the market. Say, hey, here it is. Buy it, try it, whatever. Don't buy it. It's up to you. That's how Trader Joe's approaches it. They just put the little, look like a handwritten price on a slate and say, here it is. And I bought it, and I'm happy with it. Not overwhelmed by it, not in adulation of it, but I like it. You understand? But this Johnnie Walker, it has the peatiness too. Yeah, like that compost. But the smoke, they're using a good amount of Isla. And some people they say, you heard me, they say they use Coila in it. Very expensive single malt. That would make sense considering I think the Coila distillery is owned by Diageo. So is Lagavulin. And then they have this, I know they own a grain whiskey distillery, So yeah. Comment. Joe Cobb says, morning, Ron. Morning to you, Joe. I remember you were on our gang years ago. I used to love that. You were the older one. Of course, I know as the children get older, they move them out. Although apparently, I think the kid that played Buckwheat was really like almost 17 when he got off that show. You know what I mean? Like he was, and Spanky, he was like starting to grow like a little mustache. Spanky went from the little 3-year-old trying to hit the fly with a hammer to like, hey kids. And he didn't want to leave the show. They forced him off in 1943. They were like, you cannot be on the show. You're like old, you're like about to go to college or whatever you're going to do. He was hurt by it, but I mean, it's just the way it went. Of course, the show went off the air the next year anyway. It was so played out and horrible by that time. But Johnnie Walker is not played out. And it's been the most popular whiskey for I think since they had Scotch whiskey, really. Like, I'm not kidding about that. I think if you'd have gone back to 1933, Johnnie Walker was the best-selling Scotch whiskey, and in 1943, and in 53, and in 63, and 73, and 83, and 93, and 2003, and 13, and 2023. I'm serious. I don't know why. Is it name recognition or their marketing or whatever? Who knows? I really couldn't tell you. Or the bottle design, but it is popular, okay? And you see it on television, movies all the time. On historical videos, you just see it. Like, you'll see historical documentaries and people are drinking it. I mean, you'll see other products too. Like, I've watched historical videos from the 1970s, and they're drinking Johnnie Walker naturally, but they also got Cutty Sark, Vat 69, and other things. Yeah. No contest here, though. But I mean, we knew that. It's a total one-sided affair here. Trader Joe's is nice. I like it. And I'd recommend it as a $10.99 or maybe now $11.99 liter bottle. Okay, I'd recommend it for that. Just something to try and not to hate. You understand? I tried it. I liked it. I don't hate it. I said that already. I don't adore it. I'm not like running around telling everyone, oh, y'all can't believe this new thing I tried. It's nothing like that. It's just, well, you could try it. It's not as good as you'd want it to be, and it's definitely not as bad as you might think it would be. Yeah, it is smooth now, and has a sugar sweetness to it, like whiskeys tend to do. And yeah, it's just all around pleasant. All around pleasant. But that's it. It's not any kind of fascinating thing. It's more like unusual than anything, just because it's a store brand Trader Joe's. That whole quirky approach, that California cool 33-year-old people driving Subarus, still wearing a mask, Years after the scamdemic, they all in there wearing a mask because they want to be correct politically with their them and they badges. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like, yeah, you got to overlook some of the Trader Joe'siness of it. But if you could just smirk about that, and look beyond, you might find some things you like. Okay. Now all these are much different. It's more like people driving Nissan Versas, not or 1996 Toyota Camry that they got from the daddy. You know what I mean? And it's more working class heroes, which is something to be. And they're chanting power to the people. No, really, but you know, it's a different approach. They're not so dedicated to the movement. They're mostly just shopping it because it's cheap. It is strange though. They both have their quirky little ways. That little Germanic strangeness of like, do you want to pet my monkey type thing. But anyway, that being said, the winner, of course, without a shadow of a doubt, is the legendary Johnnie Walker Red Label. As we now, what's coming up next? Johnnie Walker Double Black. Now you say, give me a break. That's going to be a total catastrophe, a calamity. I know. I know it's not going to be close. I'm still going to go through the process, though. You have a football schedule during the year. You say, "Oh well, they can't beat. They can't beat Florida State." Well, they're on the schedule though, but they're going to play them, and then you know it's going to be 63-3. They might get a field goal, but you still play the game. So we're going to do that. Then we got Johnnie Walker Gold Label Reserve. You say, "Oh, another fiasco." I know. I know. And then we've got Buchanan's Deluxe 12-year. You say, oh, what is all of this? This is going to be total one-sided thing. I know. And then we've got Dimple Pinch. Now, see, Dimple Pinch, there's a chance, I think, that Trader Joe's could win because Dimple Pinch is so bland. Like I said that, they aged this thing for 15 years, and this is all they got out of it. I mean, it's like 15 years of dullness, but I am going to try to be fair. If I have enough left to do the video, because it's really low, I'm going to have to pour it first and see. If not, I'll just cancel it. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Have a good Thursday. Now I'm off to go see the Home Depot and buy the water heater. That's $500 to $600 gone, $700 maybe.